Have you ever been in an argument where you're 100% right, but somehow you're still losing? You've got the facts, you've got the logic, you've even got that one killer comeback you've been saving for 3 years. But the other person just keeps shouting. They're getting louder, you're getting more frustrated, and suddenly you realize you've been arguing about the dishes for 40 minutes. And now you're both questioning your entire relationship. It's exhausting, it's messy, and honestly, it's a rookie mistake. Most of us treat arguments like a boxing match. We think if we land enough heavy hits, enough facts and logic, the other person will eventually just collapse. They'll look at us, wipe a single tear from their eye, and say, "You know what? Your spreadsheet on why we should buy a Toyota Camry is truly life-changing. I surrender." But that literally never happens. In the history of human conflict, nobody has ever been shouted into changing their mind. In fact, the harder you push, the harder they push back. It's a biological reflex. You're not fighting their brain, you're fighting their ego. And the ego is a stubborn little beast that would rather burn the whole house down than admit it was wrong about the color of the curtains. The problem is that we've been lied to. We've been told that humans are rational creatures. We think we're like little computers, processing data and coming to the most logical conclusion. We're not. We're more like toddlers with credit cards and existential dread. When someone challenges us, our brain doesn't see a difference of opinion, it sees a threat. It triggers the amygdala, fight or flight. And since we usually can't run away from our boss or our girlfriend, we fight. We start using logic as a weapon. But logic is the worst weapon in the world. It's like trying to put out a grease fire with a handful of sand. It just makes everyone angrier. You're trying to win the argument, but you're losing the person. And that's the fundamental flaw in how we handle conflict. We prioritize being right over being effective. Before we get into the actual secret, let's talk about the garbage advice people usually give you. You've heard it all before. Just use I statements. I feel frustrated when you leave your socks on the floor. Great. Now, they know you're frustrated, and they still don't care about the socks. Or the sandwich method. Start with a compliment. Drop the criticism, end with a compliment. It just makes you sound like a passive-aggressive middle manager. Everyone sees right through it. It's fake, it's manipulative, and it's boring. Then there's the just stay calm crowd. Sure, staying calm is great in theory, but when someone is calling you a delusional narcissist because you forgot to buy milk, staying calm usually just looks like you're being smug, and nothing fuels a fire faster than a smug person sitting there like a Zen monk while the world is ending. So, what's the real secret? It's actually two secrets that work together like a psychological pincer move. The first is strategic silence. Silence is the most underrated tool in human interaction. We're terrified of it. We feel this desperate need to fill every gap with noise. When we're arguing, we think that if we stop talking, we're losing. But the opposite is true. The person who talks the most is usually the one with the least control. Think about it. When you shout a point at someone, you're giving them something to react to. You're giving them a target. But when you make a point or ask a question and then just stop, you've removed the target. You've created a vacuum, and the human brain hates a vacuum. It will do anything to fill it. If you ask someone a difficult question and then stay silent for 4, 5, 6 seconds, they will start talking. And because they're uncomfortable, they'll start justifying. They'll start revealing their real motivations. They'll talk themselves into a corner. You're not winning the argument by being louder. You're winning by letting them run out of breath. It's like a psychological jujitsu. You're using their own momentum against them. The second half of the move is tactical empathy. Now, empathy sounds like some soft, hippy-dippy nonsense. It's not. In a high-stakes argument, empathy is a cold, calculated intelligence-gathering tool. Tactical empathy isn't about agreeing with the other person. You don't have to think they're right. You just have to demonstrate that you understand why they feel the way they do. This is what Chris Voss, a former lead FBI hostage negotiator, calls labeling. Instead of saying you're being irrational, which is a great way to get punched, you say, It seems like you feel like I'm not respecting your time, or it sounds like you're worried about how this decision will affect our budget. Notice the phrasing. It seems like ... It sounds like ... You're not stating a fact. You're making an observation. If you're wrong, they'll correct you. No, it's not about the budget, it's about the principle. Boom. Information. If you're right, they'll feel heard. And when someone feels truly heard, their brain does something magical. It shuts off the fight reflex. The amygdala cools down. The prefrontal cortex, the logical part of the brain, turns back on. You've basically hacked their biology. You've turned an enemy into a collaborator. So here is the play. Next time you're in the heat of it, do this. Step 1. Stop talking. Even if you have the perfect rebuttal, just let it die in your throat. Step 2. Listen for the emotion behind their words, not the facts, the feeling. Step 3. Label that emotion. It seems like you're feeling overwhelmed by all of this. Step 4. Silence. Wait for them to respond. You'll be shocked at how fast the energy shifts. Suddenly, you're not two people fighting over a bone. You're two people looking at a problem together. You haven't won the argument in the traditional sense, because there is no loser. You've just solved the conflict, which is what winning actually looks like. Anyway, I'm collecting donations in the form of subscribes to fund the next video.